Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 161 of Twilight of the Old Order. Twilight Party have resumed their pursuits of the Committee for the New Age, following their trail to the depths of a long-forgotten underground complex. We return to our heroes, who are bedding down for the night at the beginning of the Vale of Whispers, in front of Odana's farm, wondering where their guides may be. Hello, my name is Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to our story this evening. What story is that? We, tonight, are playing Rolemaster, an old, crunchy system from the 1980s, and the story that we're playing this evening, as you can see up on screen, is Twilight of the Old Order. We have 6 characters up on screen, 6 faces, which are currently unnamed. In a second or so, we are going to turn to a pre-recording we did late last year when we got together in person. We usually play online as we are this evening, but we get together once a year in person, and we recorded some quizzes where the players of the 6 characters up on screen quizzed their fellow players how much they know or knew about the particular character that they're playing. We'll turn to one of those quizzes in a second, which will help flesh out one of those faces up on screen, and then a little bit after that we'll turn to some character questions, basically just delving into a little bit more about the characters, what makes them tick, and just kind of unpeeling a bit more about the about the faces up on screen. We devote quite a bit of time in this game to character development and understanding a bit more about the faces. We think it adds a bit more depth to the game. All right, before we do that, however, just our regular sincere thanks to all of our subscribers, the people online, the people on the various social media platforms that we're on, for the kind comments, the support, the encouragement, the suggestions, the advice, the challenges sometimes about rules or ideas or character development, etc. Your interest, your enthusiasm, your support really is appreciated. Thanks very much. Okay, we are going to go to one of those pre-recorded videos, and we're about to do that right now.
Hello, my name is Pete, and I'm going to be asking my fellow players questions about Nicholas. This is day 2. First question is, why did Nicholas leave his hometown? He has mentioned this, but it might be a wee bit. It's something to do with the traditions of his people and something that happened to his family. What? Curiosity is partly true. They were what?
Killed.
Dead. Global warming or fight with his father. Unfortunately, none. Curiosity is closest. So his people had a tradition you can steal someone from one of your rival clans. someone came and stole something from his family, a ring. It's called a it's a wear-hole tradition. And so he's actually on a mission to go and find this person and steal his family ring back.
I knew that.
Yeah, sort of a bit obscure. This will be interesting. Next question is, Nicholas sometimes seems vague or distracted or away with the theories, and the characters in the party would know why, but do you? From time to time, you'll sort of try and engage with him, and he's just not all there. Think about our recent sessions. He's been doing something.
Genius.
Could be. Studying? Oh, sorry, LSD studying ADHD or has epilepsy. All good answers. The reason is, and this is actually part of his character thing, build, is that the presence spell costs no power points. So whenever there's an opportune moment, he casts presence to feel the minds around him, and so he goes sort of away a bit.
So he's sort of studying.
Well, so he's sort of
Good try. I think
it's
like a petty mouse seizure.
And it's like a petty mouse seizure, and it's his sort of drug. So I'm happy for everyone. Next question is, Nicholas has a small habit of idly touching objects around him. Why? Is it A, he's just like that, a bit odd, or creepy. B, he likes to feel connected to other people by connecting with their possessions. C, he sometimes gets visions associated with objects, which he finds interesting and can be helpful. Or D, it is part of his research, observing how people react to his mildly odd behaviour, and it can give him indicators of their mental state. It is C. Well done. So that's Anthony and Graham. Yeah, he gets visions. I think the same as Asper.
No, I got D.
Oh, I didn't say that. Next question is, what element does Nicholas associate with most strongly? Hint, hint, it's the element of his whispering. Bonus point if you can describe why. It's an appropriate element for Nicholas. What element? Oh dear.
We're all wrong.
It's an element.
It sure is.
What do you put? Yep.
Or
Good nice.
Unfortunate genius.
It's none of those. He might bang on a lot and talk a lot. It's not because he's got air. It's gravity. Gravity whistling? Yeah.
Can I just challenge that?
Gravity's not an
Gravity's
element.
not an element.
Yeah, I agree.
True.
Boron.
That's true. That's true. In this world, an elemental companion, gravity is listed as an element. Any idea why? I have described this once. Because there's descriptions, again, in an elemental companion, there's descriptions against each element. They've each got sort of a nature. Yeah. Well, gravity is, to dominate. And that's what Nicholas is a bit like in his mind. He wants to control things.
I'm going off, Nicholas.
Yeah.
I think
it's taking this long.
Tarkin wants to join this party.
And the last question, which would Nicholas prefer? What would he prefer to be doing? Weapons training in a practice yard, drinking with his friends in a tavern, going for a walk to appreciate the natural world, or doing research in a library.
4 is fine.
4.
Low warning again. All correct, yes.
Hey, we got one.
That's the end of this.
There we go. Hope you enjoyed that video, whichever one it is. We had a lot of fun when we got together in person. It's always great playing online, and yes, you see faces online and hear voices online, but there's nothing like actually getting together in person. And when we did get together, it was a lot of fun to go through those questions. And the GM, yours truly, was sitting off screen, barely holding it together, stopping giggling at some of the answers. So I hope you enjoyed it, whichever one it was. All right, as mentioned before the recording, we're going to head to now one of the players to kick off the round of character development questions for their character this evening. And tonight we're starting with Giles. Giles, the mic is yours.
Thank you very much. So I play Yotto. He's a relatively new character to the party. As you'll see there, sort of average age, 150-year-old grey elf. Looks a lot younger than that. Bad times in the past that have left him a little cut up. I guess the question that I'm going to answer for him is, what is the most difficult puzzle your character has faced? And at least from Yotto's perspective, this is an outcome question rather than a puzzle itself question. So fairly recently, in working with a group of characters he's with at the moment, he intended to answer a puzzle that would get him across to a bunch of goodies. Things went bad. He got rather badly injured, and in our particular way of Rolemaster, it led to him losing a death save. Bad outcome for Yotto. So maybe not the most difficult puzzle in terms of puzzles, but out and out the most difficult puzzle in terms of outcome. So yes, there's Yotto increasingly disliking things that might breach his skin. And on that note, I might hand over, Graham, to you.
Thanks. Excuse me. I'll start with Severin. I'm playing 2 characters tonight. The first one, what's the most touching act of kindness your character has witnessed? Well, that got me thinking. It's funny that we're sort of marching off to save this beautiful world we live in, but I'd say we don't really come across a lot of kindness.
Oh, what are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying?
I'm saying it's quite rare in this game, and that's fine because maybe kindness isn't that much fun, but we haven't come across a lot of it, and if people do us favors, it's usually transactional, and usually, religious people we meet are generally on the take or corrupt, and it's quite a cynical, twisted, cruel world out there. However, I think probably the exception, like most springs to mind, but that certainly extends beyond family ties, is probably Ningwen.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we have a cause in common. Nonetheless, she, her act of selflessness was marked and welcoming us into her place, and was probably a rare sort of moment of calm, very brief. Got attacked minutes later, but nonetheless, yes, that was probably one little island of kindness, I think, in an otherwise quite sort of tough old world out there.
Tonight you will find unicorns, rainbows, big fluffy pussycats, cuddles.
No, it would make a dull game, wouldn't it? But anyway. Second character, Anya. What is the most unique weapon your character's used? Well, she had a weapon made for her, and it's really sort of only recently getting to grips with it in terms of its powers. And I think not only does it make her a better hunter, it also has some spell use built into it, which is, she's not a spell user, and so this has been quite an experience and particularly it being of the mind, where she's able to get an intuition of what may happen if she takes a certain direction or action is massively interesting, and it's not something that she's had a lot of experience with, or the idea that suddenly she knows all the sentient beings within a radius of her if she just pulls on the bowstring of her bow is an incredible sensation of feeling, and so certainly that is that's the most unique weapon she's ever used, and thankfully it's her own. So I will pass over to who's not gone yet, Stara.
Jada is going to answer where is it? Let me see the question. The most touching act of kindness she's witnessed. So I can't believe you've forgotten this. It was so recent. You guys were really kind. Jada, not me, but Jada had wanted to push Yotto's dead body in front of this, I think it was spinning metal blades, because what the heck, he's already dead. And you guys said no. That was so kind, because Jada would happily have done that. She could have patched him up after, he's already dead. So yeah, I thought that was really touching. So kind.
Save the party from
Yes.
Jada, the healer.
That was so
You're
awkward.
please, wholehearted.
Oh, yeah. So can we have Ethel.
That's cool.
Right, for Askell, he's going to answer, who does your character turn to in times of need? There's actually 5 of them, starting with Jadar, for when he's really in need of healing. It's definitely Jadar. When he needs some guidance around strategy and tactics in a combat, it's Severin.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to have a bit of a bromance, talk warrior mage pros and cons, it's with Yotto.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he needs to get a bit of a heart-to-heart cuddle, bit of female advice, he sits down with Tanya. And then lastly, if he needs a bit of sort of magical support, it's with Nicholas.
Or
Which is a nice...
torture advice, or
Yeah.
generally anything sadistic. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that's how Askell needs the entire party. But yes, and it's a nice little segue to hand it over to Pete.
Lovely.
Thank you. That made me laugh. Especially the idea of Askell wanting to have a wee cuddle up with Tanya. I think she's been described as spiky, prickly, perhaps.
Not all the time.
Oh, really? Oh,
You guys went there.
perhaps there's something that happened in a chat room that the rest of us aren't privy to. Nicholas was I was going to answer the same question for Nicholas, which is, who does your character turn to in times of need? And the same answer really. He is not at all. It's not even ashamed. He's not even aware that he's quite happy just being himself, and he's not physical. He's not interested in putting himself in the way of danger. Combat and melee. So he would just happily hide behind anyone. And if something he's pushing or something he's lifting, he'll go and ask someone who's actually sort of got strength. So it's just who he is. He doesn't see himself in those terms at all. He's not, from that world. I mean, he's sort of venturing in, trying to, up his sword skill, but that's, for his own purposes. It's, he's still not. He's happy to rely on others.
Cool.
Thanks, everyone, I think.
It is. Well done. Thank you, one and all. So that is indeed the party, and that up on the screen is the party named, and those are the questions. Thanks, Pete. So that's the team who's in play tonight. As per usual, Pete, I'm going to call on you, please, to provide a quick update of what happened last session, 2 weeks ago since we played. I'll try to assist with some images, but I didn't actually have a folder, my usual recap folder prepared, so just see how you go, and I'll chime in with images if I can.
Thank you. So last session we were wanting to find our way out of this Lords of Arcana complex ruin that we were in. We'd had 2 choices: either pass the broken spinning blade trap to, we think, a regular escape route, or further down into the transporter room. Thank you very much. Yeah, device at the end of that image is we sort of have ascertained is some sort of transporting device, teleportation device, some sort of portal. The dais in front with the flame on it is a map with locations spotted around, symbols on those locations. You can choose a symbol on the teleportation device, and I think we said that Tanya used that wonderful vision, what happens a 1 minute ahead spell that Graham described before, who look into the future by 1 minute, choosing a symbol, and then us going through. And she got a vision of ending up in another ruin. So cool to have that option. We chose to choose another underground, use the other underground tunnel out. So we slipped past the broken trap, the spinning blade trap there. This was after, I believe, Yotto and Tanya had gone up to close the statue by placing the ring into another. So this secret exit, or this exit, is now closed. from the Lords of Arcana ruin end. And so we slipped past those blades and made a long way up a tunnel, past a couple of other another ruined trap or so, and continued up for a long time. Started and came to the exit basically, which was emerged out to a scree slope, so a very sort of rocky, quite a dangerous place probably, way up above the canyon that we had ventured down, the Vale of Tears, Vale of Sighs, Vale of Sighs,
Vale of
Vale of
Whispers.
Whispers,
Trail of
Vale of
Tears.
Trail of Tears. I was getting confused. The Vale of Whispers. There we are, and I think it was up just next to Chris, basically, Chris's image on the screen where we came out way up the top there, and so we figured we might be about half an hour from the farm, which was at the head of this vale. So we decided not to venture onto the slippery rocky slope, and we all sort of flew down, which actually seemed to be quite a good idea. We sort of flew way down, and took cover in some of those palm trees you can see in the image, and just as well we did, because it was very shortly afterwards a wyvern, there we go, one of our wonderful flying friends came along and perched on the ledge opposite, very close to where where we were. We did a little bit of tuning for an hour or so and decided we'd make our way back up the vale because we're very, very thirsty at the moment. We're having run out of water, so I think we managed to sneak our way away, and went up the vale and backtracked back to the farm. We go there. Tanya did a bit of a scouting ahead, but we just eventually decided we'd all walk past the farm. They ended up not being enemies. They weren't exactly friendly, but we were able to parley with them before we came down into the Vale of Whispers. You know, they don't, I don't think they consider us as enemies particularly. We walked past them, gave them a wave as we went past, but just were quite open and non-threatening, and made our way to we were expecting to find our guides, and the guides weren't there, and that's where we're up to.
Perfect. Be curious one day to actually have a look at what you jot down, Pete, and how much is actually in your notes and how much is from memory, because well done, well remembered. Any questions from anybody? Anything that's not clear from Pete's description? Any questions of me that I can clear up for anybody?
Sorry, Chris, could you just point with an arrow exactly where we are on this map?
Sure.
Your account?
Sure. So you've come from, if you recall, when you first arrived here, you came up this way, you kind of sheltered here, you then fought kind of in and around this area here, the wyvern landed here and then went that way. You then went round and then down into the Vale of Whispers down that way. This morning, this day, you've come up, you've gone round there, you've bypassed this farm and the canyon, you've come down here, and you are not quite, I've put your characters here, you're actually a little bit further down the path, down about, call it about there where those arrows are, just dancing at the very edge there. Yep. Today is the 16th, you think, and it's clear. There's a gentle breeze, high of 26 and a low of 13. You're going to ask me what time of day is it? I think, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you waited for many hours. I'm going to say a kind of mid-afternoon out. Does that sound about right? I think that was about right. Going once. I'm going to say it's mid-afternoon. There you go. Leaves and small twigs sway, banners flap. There is a slight breeze, but it's clear. There's no rain. It's quite a nice day. Any other questions? Great. If you're sitting comfortably, if you're as curious as I am to see what's going to happen next, start the game. that wyvern is not there, by the way. I shall remove that in a second. Your characters are approximately here. You are still very thirsty. You have not yet had anything to drink. That's where we begin. What happens?
Could we estimate from the fire how long it's been dormant for?
Give me a perception roll, please.
$73.
Cool.
Tanya's perception is 85.
So the fire that your guides made, assuming it was them, a bit further down, call it around about here, you would say perhaps it's certainly not warm, put it that way. Might be day, 2 days old. It's the first thing you pick up. You also pick up that there's, I think I mentioned last time, there's a bit of blood around here. Dried blood, old dried blood, a day or so old. Not a huge amount, but some. Grass has been trampled.
Could Tanya make any sense of this with tracking?
Sure, give me a roll.
41.
Plus.
Plus 80.
Really hard to say. Human prints, mostly. A few animals, perhaps. Some goats, maybe a small cat or something like that, perhaps. Some of the prints, most of the prints are barefoot. Humanoid barefoot.
Going in any particular direction?
Not you can tell. There's, I mean, there is a path, if you recall, that you followed on your way up to the Odana farm, which came up here, but roughly where the counter is, down through here, and certainly on that path there are footprints to and fro.
But I can't tell how fresh they are.
No.
I think Yoho would probably keep the Axel enough to want to scoop up some water containers and go and get some water from the lake, bring it back to the party so we can all have a drink, and maybe the rest of the party someone set up camp early, but we'll get it to be here in a couple of days.
Giles, just gonna stop you there. We can hear you, but you're muffled or it's hard to hear. Can you? No, we can hear you. Can you say something now, please? Might just be the location.
Blah 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 blah.
Miles better.
I haven't done anything different. That's weird. Okay, tell me again. So I think he'd ask Askell if he wanted to come and collect water with water containers, and if we set up camp for the evening.
Well, I think
Have we got plans to attune?
I think it might be good to I don't know if Nicholas was willing to make contact with the villagers just to ascertain if they know where our guides have gone. You know, and what happened.
That could happen. The same could happen at the same time as Askell and Yoto doing that. Nicholas would like at least 2 people to come with him, and people would have deflections if possible.
Sure.
Right.
Well, Severin will come, although he looks a bit more. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he'll come, but he'll let Nicholas. Obviously, well, Nicholas needs you to talking, but he'll just sort of. He obviously won't have any weapons out. He'll take his pack like they're going somewhere rather than staying.
actually, the GM is going to intercede and say, all of you now haven't had any water for at least probably 24 hours, and I would say probably before you do anything, you are desperate to drink.
Okay.
Well, we could all go down to the river, and then Severin and Nicholas could walk on towards the gate, couldn't we?
In terms of the water is
Yes.
not exactly far.
Sounds good to me. Good plan. And
Yeah,
same with
okay.
making a little bit of a camp. So we plan to stay here the night and do some attunement and then set off in the next morning. If it's set the plan.
Yep. Happy. So go
Yeah,
down.
just find out a little bit what's
Yep.
if we can ascertain what's going on and whether they were picked off by a wyvern or what happened.
Because Nicholas would inquire of Stara, of Jada, if she's got the spell deflections from, I think it's called attack avoidance in the spell list, because if he's going to go and talk to them and they're sort of bow sort of people, he would also like, after we've all had the drink, and see if Jada and Severin would accompany him to do a little bit of a tour. If she's
Oh,
got
I do have one called Deflect One.
cool. If she's got enough
Deflect
power
one
points.
Deflects one missile. Yeah.
Yeah, so he would request.
Eskel's got deflections as well. Same one.
Okay. Well, do we? Perhaps we want 2 people to go with Nicholas. The others making the camp, like Yotto had said. I reckon.
Yeah, well, Severin's happy to come.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Eskel will stay behind with the camp if Jada's got deflections.
Okay. Well, absolutely. First things first. Pouring water in to your parched mouths. This may not work. It's a chugging contest. Is it going to work? No, maybe not. You certainly absolutely just consume this water. I mean, this is not this is not a desert, nor is it Jewel Island, so it's not horribly humid. It's relatively dry and moderately cool up here. 23 degrees Celsius isn't bakingly hot, but it's definitely warm, and my god, it's good to drink. It's really good to drink, and the water is deliciously cool and refreshing, and you fill your water bottles. Severin, Nicholas, and Jada head down the way, is that right? Cool. Okay.
Yes. So they'd check the plan with everyone else and just say we're going to go in and just see if the villagers have got any information about what happened to our guides. We won't be pushing them, but that's where we'll be, and then we'll come back and come straight back afterwards.
I think Severin will be. May as well activate his earbuds as well.
I guess Yotto would ask if we've got some money, because if you're going to go and have a chat to them, could we trade for food so we can get our provisions up? I'm not quite sure what our food status is like.
I think we're okay still for provisions. We've got a few days yet, I believe. We took.
Yes, I can help you with some dates if you're interested. You said
we got a couple of days.
Today you left on the 12th. Today is the 16th.
You
I
could
reckon
use
a couple of wyvern wings would be pretty tasty for dinner. That's, you never know what they might have to say.
How are you faring for food, please, record keeper Graham?
So we had a week's rations, right? That we were carrying.
Honestly, I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys to keep track
right.
of this. Yep.
We had a week's rations each, I think. So yeah, we got if by that reckoning, we've got about 3 days, right?
Correct. Yes.
So you could use as a bit of a discussion opening point with the village as well, like maybe whether we do or don't actually need food, but you could use it as a bit of a conversation keeper a goer and
Are we thinking of going back up the path, back into the cave, and to try and use that travelling thing? Because if we're thinking of doing that moving forward, we want as much food as we can get, right? 'Cause we're going to travel into presumably another level underground thing.
I think to do that, we'd need substantial provisions. I think. Imagine if we end up in some cold, desolate waste. I think we'd do well to just even see if we can bring packs, bring a pack horse with us when we come back. As far as
really good idea.
we obviously wouldn't get down the passage, but in terms of and actually encumber ourselves carrying lots of food, maybe even dump it places as we go. I think it might pay to sort of teleport ourselves into God knows where with just a day's rations. Yeah, might not be a good idea.
But if we had a week trip and we figure out how to teleport ourselves one way, presumably we can teleport ourselves another way.
Sorry?
Seems near that there'd be a one-way teleport system. So if we travelled somewhere, we should, if we would say 6 days, it's less than a day travel back, right? If we have 6 days rations with us, which we seem to be able to carry without being encumbered, we've got 5 days to explore wherever we are before we can hop back.
We've got 3 days rations left, as it stands. So were we to do it, obviously that will eat some today. So then there'll be 2 days. So
yeah, so if we trade with the
just to point of clarification, it took a day and a half. You're moving at quite a fair pace with your guides. A day and a half to cross the wilderness from where you are now to Rascaret. Just it wasn't a day. It was more like day and a half, nearly 2 days.
Yeah, maybe we'd even find some guides to come a little bit further with us, so carry some of the food with them. I don't know. I just think we're not that sufficiently equipped. Unless you just want to plow on, but obviously to do that, we'd need to find food pretty soon after arriving there. If we think we're being teleported into a similar temple system to the one that we've just explored, finding ready amounts of food seems unlikely.
But if we could trade with Odana Farm to restock our rations, we are less than a day travel there, and we should be able to go in with 6 days rations. That's
what we're carrying is like traveling rations. So we might be able to get some food, but let's give it a go. But it won't be quite the same as tightly packed traveling rations. Do you know what I mean?
Up to you, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so we might be able to get a couple of meals out of them, but I don't. They don't. Well, we could ask, but what we're carrying is sort of military rations, if that makes sense, like tightly packed for expedition sort of stuff. If that makes sense.
Be longer life as well.
Yeah.
Okay, talk me through what happens.
Oh, over to you, Nicholas.
Yep. So I suppose Nicholas would do his best to tidy himself up, wash off dust, wash off, maybe change clothes if possible, after having his drink, and would recommend the same for Jada and Severin. So I want to be, not as undisheveled as possible. Then with his companions, would sort of go back to the path and take. And walk up the path towards the farm, way out in the open, no weapons out, and being as obvious as possible. Whole time always checking the sky and listening out for wyvern wings.
Excellent, cool.
And we'll wave at the gate and make it clear that we want to be seen.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. I'm going to ask because. Yeah, I'm going to ask Yotto and Askell. Can you guys jump into chat room 1, please? Just before you do, are you still with us? Still with us?
Yes.
Yes. Yep. Could you just tell me what those 3 characters, Tanya, Askell, and Yotto, are intending to do while the other 3 go up to the gate?
find shelter and set up camp. Obviously, this within is around, so we need to find somewhere that's relatively undercover. We're going to take our filled up water things and set up a little bivvy camp, somewhere that looks safe and sheltered.
Tanya will keep an eye on the three who've advanced, and also keep an so she can see if she can keep an eye on all the party by being somewhere in between. She'll do that just to see that, just in case something untoward happens, and she'll kind of just crouch down and look at the sky, look at the gate, just observe.
If Tanya wanted to head up to this little hillock up here, she'd be by herself.
That's fine.
Can she see the gate? Not especially clearly, but somewhat.
I guess I'd rather be seen, actually, rather than I don't want to look like I'm sneaking.
Yeah,
okay. See what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm happy to.
That way, there really isn't any shelter down this way, other than the 2 or 3 trees that's underneath which your guides set up camp. It was relatively open, the terrain that you came up, just to refresh your memory a little bit. Terrain is kind of this-ish. Not so much that. More, yeah, kind of that. It's quite sporadic. That's quite good actually. Quite sporadic clumps of trees, not dense, and palms obviously rather than the trees that are there. But this is definitely the most heaviest concentration of trees in the immediate area. Perhaps deliberately so, perhaps not. You're not sure. It does get quite scant. There are clumps further down the hill, but they're not especially plentiful. Askell and Yotto, I've just lost Yotto's token, which is a little bit annoying. Let's see if I can find him. So, Tanya, you can... we'll improvise for Yotto. Probably here, Tanya, you could get... can you see the gate? Not really. No. It's just obscured. It's obscured by those trees.
Right, we should just go forward a bit so she can see the gate.
Sure.
Just hang
sure. Your comment to me was you wanted to be able to see both the people down behind you and the gate. Yeah. And the gate. If you go forward, you won't be able to see your friends behind you.
All right. I just checked with Askell. I mean, I think Askell and Yotto might suggest that we set up camp under the dense trees closer to the gate. I mean, that just seems to make sense. We're worried about things coming from the sky. Then Tanya can keep an eye on us and keep an eye on the gate. Everyone wins. Happy families.
Yeah, I was going to say we should probably move closer to where Tanya is anyway, like a little bit higher ground, a little bit more coverage.
So, Chris, you see where Tanya is?
Yep.
If you essentially go, say, 200 metres north towards the big rock.
Oops. Damn it.
No, that's a little bit too far.
Yeah, no, it's... No. The token has got a little bit discombobulated. Hang on. Somewhere there-ish?
No, probably a little bit further in. Keep going. I mean, yeah, somewhere that, it's going to be difficult for a wyvern to spot us and come and eat us.
Yes, I was going to say there, yes.
Okay.
I mean, Tanya can come closer. Yeah.
So, Tanya, if you wanted to go about there, you can see what's happening at the gate.
You can start pitching tents and break out the marshmallows.
Indeed, except you don't have tents. Okay.
But we've got marshmallows.
You do have marshmallows. The three of Askell and Yotto, you are definitely out of view and out of immediate speaking range. If someone was yelling, you might be able to hear something. So I am going to ask you guys, please, to jump into chat room 1. Tanya, you've got eyes on both sets of people. All right. Have they moved in chat room 1? Anthony's about to. Yes, they have. Lovely. Okay. What do the three of you do, please?
I suppose walking out in the open slowly. Nicholas is happy to be in front, but he with the reassurance that from Jada and Severin that they'll be casting deflections at a moment's notice. Nicholas is slightly in front. And approach to and call. If they're not spotted first, they'll want to call out.
Okay. How close do you get?
Well, where would we be able to have a reasonably comfortable conversation? So yelling, but not ridiculous yelling.
It's about 40 foot away. You could talk reasonably loudly over 40 foot.
Okay, cool. So we'll get to there. Approach that last distance slowly. To give people time if there's sentries and otherwise, and then once we got there, we're just sort of ahoy the village or the farm.
Okay. What do you? Any other preparations? Any other spells? Anything I should be aware of that others are doing?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
opportunity action. If something comes flying at me, I'll use that deflect spell.
Conversation with between Severin and Jada. Just Jada suggests don't mind which, but maybe if we decide who would cast deflections first, in case there were one missile came, then a second missile came. So if you want to cast deflections on the first missile that came our way, Severin would certainly do so if there were a second, rather than us both trying to deflect the same one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
But I think keeping our hands in view, not on weapons, on pommels or anything like that. Sort of hands up, I'm just waving, looking friendly.
Nicholas had checked that Severin's got the earbuds on.
And yeah, he's got his earbuds on.
Oh,
yeah,
you'll need to roll for that?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, 1 or a 2 is a failure.
12.
Okay. It's successful. So you've got the ability to understand and communicate. This is going to make things tricky because Jada can't understand. Okay, that's all right. I think, Jada, you're obviously oblivious to whatever's going on because you don't understand what's being said. Okay, so you call out. Anything in particular that you shout?
Nicholas would use he would call ahoy Odana Farm. May we talk?
Okay. Just 1 second. Just going to do a thing. Not when I prepare for a tabletop role-playing game, I always think that I've done adequate preparation and I'm good. And there's always something else that I have forgotten to do. Okay. I thought I had set this up in advance, and I had not. Okay, that's 1. Second, guys. Cool. Okay. Okay. So there is. So you call out, and there's. You have to call a couple of times actually, but there is a bit of a pause, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and you hear the sounds of voices, people talking on the other side, and then the sounds of a number of people walking over towards you. You hear, and you can see through little gaps, that there are several people, by the sounds of it, there are several people behind the gate, and then 2 faces, both with bows, appear at the top of these ladders. This man here, and then this man here. This person here looks down at the 3 of you. He has a bow in his hand, and he has an arrow on the string, and he's making it quite clear that you know that he's got a weapon ready. And he just stares at you he climbs up and just looks at you for a minute. He then pauses. And again, the way I had this working, Stara, was I was going to do this by text, but because we have 2 people being able to understand but not 1, you're just going to have to block your ears. He says to you the following. You, sheep man, and he's talking to Nicholas. Why do you interrupt our mourning? We have dead to bury. And Nicholas, you know this about the comment he just made. Sheep man. Coming into Nicholas's chat. Yeah.
Sure thing.
Yep. What do you respond?
Nicholas would not be insulted. He would greet him and thank him for. Does he recognize? He recognizes them, the archers.
It was the middle of a fight last
Yeah.
time you saw them, and you were fighting for your lives. So, no.
I think last time we saw them, the last we saw them, we had talked with them the morning before we went down into the Vale. The guides helped negotiate. Yeah, cool. No, he would say thank you for responding. And sorry and apologize for interrupting. When we come in peace, we seek information.
Time.
Sam.
I'm going to call for a communication roll, please. You understood enough of what he said. I'm wanting to make sure that your messages get across. You are speaking the same language as we described last time, but you're a long way to the north, many hundreds of miles to the north, and the intonation that they use, the words that they use, the way they express themselves is different. So I'm going to ask for a communication roll, please. Hope you roll well.
Completely different island.
Completely different islands. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Is it masked?
It is masked.
Ah, damn. That's a 98.
It's a shame. It is masked, of course, because you don't know the effect that you're having on, or you don't know what you've said.
Yeah, sure.
98. Yep. What is now? So how this works is your language rank with your memory and reasoning added in.
Memory and reasoning added and halved is 26.
Hmm.
His Alberinian is rank 5 spoken.
That's right. 26, so 50. So you have a roll. You have plus 76. It's pretty good. So 76 is your ability to try to communicate in this language. Quite high. Yeah, you're seeing that your words really aren't quite landing, actually. But you're close. He's looking at you quite quizzically.
Would
try if you wish to try again in a couple of rounds. Sorry, Graham.
Cool.
So with Severin's having the earbuds, would Severin hear the inaccuracy?
No.
I suppose he asks, well, see how you go in a couple of rounds. He'll just say to Nicholas, I hear the sense the dialogues might be different. If you'd like me to have a go, just give me an elbow.
Well, okay. Nicholas will nod and, sort of nod to the side, acknowledging that. Yeah. We'll sort of do the whole miming, or the whole, well, probably doesn't need to mime, the whole sort of don't quite get it for a couple of rounds, and we'll have another go if it's
Okay,
right.
sure. Get a plus 20 to this roll.
Oh, cool. Okay. That's a 10.
10. Could be very good. 76, we said.
Great.
Yeah, look, this time, whatever it is, and it just took a little bit, kind of that whole kind of, huh? What? Say again, and you could actually see over those couple of rounds, he was actually getting a bit more annoyed. So it was quite timely when you kind of got his ear and got the words, and yeah, you now think that you can communicate. In fact, your command of the language is absolute. The words fall effortlessly from you. If you have to make any speeches, make them now. Reactions to this communication are modified by plus 30 in your favour.
Oh, that is very useful.
Communication was at 2 ranks more efficient than normal.
Wow. Okay. So things fell into place for him. Okay.
For some
That's
reason,
cool.
the old tongue came back into place, and yeah, it's all good.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah. So he'll acknowledge about the people to bury, and again, not wanting to dwell on it, but reiterate his.
What do you want?
Yep.
You come here with the Outlanders. You come here and bring death upon us. We live peacefully in this valley. We live the creatures that live in this valley alone, and they leave us alone. And then the Outlanders come. The men in uniforms, men like him, and he points at Severin. And he kind of looks quizzically at Jadar. Doesn't quite know what to make of Jadar. And the Outlanders always bring pain and suffering. With their swords, with their money, with them trying to buy us off. What do you want in our time of pain, in our time of suffering?
I would like information. 3 of our companions, and I don't know if Nicholas knew which clan they were from. I'm sorry, I didn't write that down. Brandon, Fergus, and Donald. Did we know? Did we learn?
Well,
if Nicholas does know, he would include that information. But otherwise, he'd be saying
the
true.
Urdukan clan. Urdukan.
So he would. Yeah, that's what Nicholas would say. You met 3 of our companions when we were here last time from the Urdukan clan. Brandon, Fergus, and Donald. They were waiting for us down the hill. Do you know they are not there now? There is blood at their campsite. Do you know what happened to them?
Urdukan scum. We are Lakota. We are proud. We are not lamb men. We are not bought men. We are not paid for by the Outlanders, men like him, pointing at Severin. We are our own men. We are not lamb men. You don't know what happened to your friends. Now go.
Nicholas will side murmur to Severin. Do we want to ask about food? They're not in the mood.
They're not in the mood, no, but they said they don't know. I mean, they're just packed up, or just say you could ask when they last saw them.
Cool. So Nicholas will say, "Thank you for that. We will be on our way." When did you last see them?
Right. Like now, because you can see this man's irritation is rising,
Yeah.
I'd like you to make some kind of influence roll. If you have any kind of influence skill, if you have a charm skill would be probably the best, but any kind of influence or social skill. You do get plus 30 of it from your from your last roll. I am going to let that stand because you were very clear in what you were saying.
I don't know. Nothing. He's got sanity healing law.
No.
Counsel them? No. So
So negative 25 for charm, placation, whatever, and then modified. Graham, what are the stats for charm, please? Presence and something else.
Charm. Excuse me. Is presence and empathy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
3, equals 37 divided by 2 equals 19.
19.
Plus 19.
So you, negative 25 minus 19, you've got a negative 6 to this roll. Can you make...
Plus 30, though.
Plus 30, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Can you make
Yes.
quite an important influence, charm, call it what you will, roll? And this is not masked. This is in the open because you see the reaction to your words. Roll, please.
Okay. It's a 22.
It's a 22. It's not good.
Not good.
Plus 30, minus 6. What do you say?
But basically that we'll be on our way was the first thing he started with, and he wanted to just. I mean, he's reading this guy's out of patience. Wanted just to see one more go. By the way, when was the last you saw them? He's starting to turn away, basically.
Leave now and take the fucking Outlander with you. And there's a bow is fire. He fires a bow, looses the bow. The arrow lands well and truly over here. Clearly wasn't aimed at you, but it was a message.
Cool. Happy to vacate, definitely.
Okay.
Respectfully, if that's a thing. So not turning grumpily on our heel and walking away, arms open as we back away and then turn and move and leave, basically.
You are from, well, you're not from this culture. Your ancestors, probably 2 or 3 generations, are from this culture.
Yeah.
These are proud people, but not so proud that they wouldn't put an arrow in your back. You would never turn your back on it, both for disrespect, but also for pure and utter self-preservation reasons, because being shot in the back by blueskins, by M.E.R.P people, is not uncommon.
Okay, cool. We will not turn our backs. We will back away. Thank you. Thanks for that tip. I sure thought. And back to the rest of the party.
Okay. What do you do?
Should we get them back from the other room?
Yes, please. You are a whopping, by the way, 218 feet away from the gate. Just
Well, 10-year-old will keep looking.
Okay.
on our way here, I sort of I did make the comment, try and keep track of which way we're going and any landmarks.
Yep.
When
So
Tennant's coming this way.
you're travelling through that.
Yes. What would be, from in her estimation, how confident would she feel about tracking her way back through a mix of memory and tracking?
I'm going to be asking for orientation rolls.
Okay.
Yep.
But also tracking too, if there is any tracks.
Sure, if you want to try. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, on her way here, did she notice it was a sort of thoroughfare of any sort?
No, definitely not. It's the wilderness. Right. Yeah, that's absolutely the wilderness.
Yeah, so it will be a case of tracking whatever footprints she finds going that way.
What do you do?
Well, go on.
Oh, Nicholas will just relate that they were very hostile. You know, they listened. They were very hostile. They don't know what happened to our guides and thought it best not to provoke them. They were, yeah. Nicholas didn't charm them.
So you guys have all come back to the campsite? Okay.
So, I guess we could at least spend the night here, I guess, under some cover and eat a tune. And talk about what we're going to do next. Basically, I mean, Tenny could have a crack at getting across that wilderness, but I suggest it's probably not a high rate of success if there's no tracks to follow. And so we kind of need a guide.
And we're okay to camp here. You know, the village was hostile towards you, but they're not like get off our front lawn hostile.
But they just want us to go away, I think.
Okay.
I mean, we could move further away for sure.
James is getting a drink.
If there's cover further away, we could do that.
Yeah, just more like if we're camping for the night, then there's spears thrown in the darkness at us because we're on their front lawn.
We can move further away.
Sorry. What did I?
Sorry.
Sorry, did I miss something? Sorry, I had to rush to the.
Oh, just saying. Tenya's, unless there's some really clear tracks to follow, you know, the chances of getting across this wilderness unguided seem unlikely. Seems unlikely.
We've lost our guides. There are no tracks, and we don't know how to get back.
Well, there might be tracks, but
might be a hint from the GM, right? That's
I thought that on the way here, I wasn't there for that episode, but I seem to remember that we did try and note our trail.
I did say it to Chris, yeah.
Right.
Because I distinctly remember Tanya making that point.
Yeah. Yes.
The point that I was making to Graham, though, Pete, you're travelling across that.
Yep. Sure.
Which looks pretty similar.
Yeah.
Oh, can someone remember what do we have left to attune? Maybe we should just focus on attunement and sleeping.
I've put an attunement-y thing. I know there's been other tables around, but I can't edit them. So I've put some attunement-y bits in the bottom of this episode's tracking sheet. Yotto tried to attune the eye-shaped amulet. Nicholas tried to attune the plain silver ring.
And neither was successful.
Neither was successful. So I think if we just do do an attunement party.
We do a little swap ski and try again.
Yep, for sure. And of course, I think Jada's got an attunement skill. So if we do spend an hour or a couple of hours or 3 hours or whatever, we could try and attune items.
Depending on what time it is, we can all sleep, get our hit points back, get our power points back. So Yotto's a grey elf, I think 4 hours sleep for Yotto. Thanks, Graham. That's super useful. So, you know, I mean, he can attune and kind of keep watch. Can you do both of those things?
No, I think your attunement needs to be 100% focused on the item.
Okay, so he can sleep for 4 hours, attune for 4 hours, so work his way through 4 items and stand watch for 4 hours, or the equivalent of. What can other people do? Well, Graham, have you got that very handy chart you had before?
Yeah, I mean, once we discover things, I'll add to it. Sure. I don't think we've attuned
I
anything
mean, in
yet.
terms of, you had that kind of chart to keep an eye on who could stand watch.
Watch chat.
Oh, that. Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, it was super awesome. Was that for this party or the other one? Actually, it might have been for the other party, I think.
Hero one, yeah. And just to
Sounds
note
like hero.
that mirror needs, I think we've all sort of clocked that mirror needs some extra care. If it's all wrapped up already, weird vibe from it. Cool.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
I was just going to say, if we would choose, say, 4 items for people to attune for an hour and a minute, what would be the items that people with an attunement skill would choose? So I think Yotto would go for ring, silver ring, longbow, and something that might give him power points, right? Whatever people think that might be, and he'd take advice because that's what he needs the most. But a magical longbow would be pretty good because he has no way to shoot baddies.
He's already attuned to one of the rings.
That ring we've left behind, is that the ring that just says ring on this?
Silver ring with the motif on it you did attune to. That was the key that opened the door.
That's helpful. Thank you, Chris.
Yep. There was also silver ring with motif, 2-foot ice sculpture, which I think you left. The spectacles, some coins, some gems, a totem on a cord, a gauntlet.
Yeah, it's listed in the chat.
I'm sorry?
I put it in the chat, just all the list.
Okay, great.
Cool.
So do we want to do some attuning?
Yep, for sure.
Who's sorry? I'm just working out watches. Who's elf and half elf?
Esco's half elf.
Yotto's a full elf. He's a grey elf.
Lovely, thanks.
Cool. Talk me through what happens.
So Yotto's going to have a go at tuning the silver ring and the longbow. Let's start with 2 things each, eh? So for an hour and a minute, is that?
You do this here?
Well, we're in camp, yeah.
Were we happy with where the camp was? Was there a talk of moving it?
Are we going to move further away, guys?
I think we're going to move a little bit further away under some cover, I think.
Okay.
Are we lighting fires?
We need to. We don't need it for warmth.
We don't need to.
Are Wervins attracted to fires?
I don't think we need a fire.
Baddies are attracted to fires.
Baddies, we don't want them. So perhaps no fire, I think.
Yeah. Just limited illumination.
True.
Eskel's happy to. I see Graham's already working at the watch roster.
What's the moon doing, Chris?
Sure, I can tell you that.
I love the fact you can tell me. It just makes me so happy.
I can tell you the weather. I can tell you the moon. Tell you all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Horoscopes.
Can you tell me which Chinese lunar cycle we're in?
Yeah.
The today is the 16th. A full moon was on the 11th. The next full moon, or the new moon, is on the 26th. So you tell me.
So we're 4 days post the full moon?
5 days.
5 days. Okay, so there's going to be lots of illumination. It'll still be in whatever it is. It'll still be gibbous. So it'll still be more than half a moon. So if there'll be plenty to see, especially for the elves.
Okay.
So relocation to a campsite.
Okay.
That's further away but has shelter from the sky.
Okay. Good.
And from the ground.
How far down the hill do you want to walk? Because down is your only option, unless you're heading back into the Vale of Whispers.
Well, we need to stay undercover.
Okay, so
How
as
far can we reasonably get and still be under reasonable tree cover, Chris?
sure. So give me a roll, please. Just general roll. Make it Yotto that gives me a roll. A low roll is there is no immediate cover within half an hour walking. A high roll is there is decent cover.
81.
81, sure. So within 15, maybe 20 minutes of walking your way down the hill, you come to, let's see if I can find some foliage. You come to some trees that look, what have we got? Those are roughly the hills that you went up. You kind of wound your way up here. If you see the cursor, that's the path that you travelled, kind of ish. Some trees that you're under cover. Yeah, so a decent cluster, palm trees, something like that. Yeah, 20, 30 minutes down you're well and truly away from the Odana farm, and yeah, you found, and that was a high roll. Not only have you found some trees that give you air cover, you're quite well hidden. There's decent brush cover, and you've also managed to find a clump of rocks, which is quite defensible. One side that is not a massive drop or anything, but at least a drop of 15, 20 foot, not sheer, but hard for something to come up. And it's probably one of the best campsites you've seen for the last wee while.
Beautiful. No marinating Werven wings that happen to be lying around?
Sadly not. Wait for it. There are no hot wings for you. Hot.
I was waiting for it, Chris.
Hot dragon.
Boom.
Boom. Hang on. Yep. Okie dokie. So you find yourself within reasonably good time. You're maybe, I said 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes to half an hour further down the hill, away from Odana Farm. You found yourself this reasonably defensible position. Talk me through what happens, please.
Can Jada say something
Sure, of course.
before we make our camp? I'll say, I've been thinking about while we were down in that underground place, and how I didn't know my quarterstaff was so powerful, killing the fireman and the dogs. And so I've thought about naming it. So I'm going to call it Blaze Fury, Destroyer of Fire and Dogs and Defender of the People. And that when we attune some of our stuff, I'd really like that other staff, which I'll just call Spear Stick because it hasn't done anything.
Sick.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's amazing.
Excellent. That amuses me mightily. In fact, that deserves a GM appreciation something or other.
Can I double check that you're going to put that name into the XP sheet?
Oh, absolutely. And then she'll quickly remember she doesn't actually talk much and she'll stop. Oh,
Love it.
It's genius.
Excellent. Great. Well, great stuff. Thank you, Jada. What happens?
Can I ask what our timing is? So we need to set up camp, and then how many hours before we need to sleep, and then how many? Yeah, basically.
Call it by the time you've found somewhere and you're all settled in and you've had that discussion with your friendly people back at the farm. It's 4 p.m. in the afternoon. You do the calculations.
Well, that's good. So I think we've probably got 2 or 3 hours at least to do some attunement, right? So yeah, I guess Yotto's going to have a punt at the silver ring and the longbow.
All right.
The silver ring is not the ring he's already attuned to. That's right, hey Chris.
There are two rings. There's a plain silver ring which Nicholas has attempted to have a look at, but he's got no further idea how to use it at the moment. You've attuned to one of the rings, which was successfully attuned to one of the rings. You haven't attuned to the plain silver ring, and you certainly haven't attuned to the longbow.
So Yotto will have a punt at those two.
Cool. Which one are you starting with, please?
Well, let's start with a ring, eh?
Done. So this is a master roll, of course. Give me a roll, please.
It's an hour and a minute, Chris.
Hour and a minute. Yep. So +0 to the roll.
41.
41. Okay. And what is his achievement?
His attunement, very good question, is 45. Can you do me a favour and just check that, Chris? Oh no, I think that's right. So I've actually got his wrong sheet, I think, in front of me. Very irritating.
Okay. This is what you learn. Also, and you can use it.
Yeah, I'm wrong, Chris. His attunement is 57, but...
Oh, okay. Well, that even better.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm on the right screen there. Coming into Yotto's chat.
You're welcome to step one, Chris.
No. So just to be clear, for this game and the other game, it will always come into your chat, mandatory, because there may be stuff that characters may want to keep to themselves. So you may think you want to share it, but it will always come into your chat. So
yeah. Thanks, Chris.
That's it. Yep. Coming into your chat now. It will come into your chat now when I click the enter button. I've clicked the enter button.
Oh, wow, this is awesome. And so Yotto is going to explain this to the party, and he's particularly going to be interested in explaining this, I think, to probably Nicholas, who might understand this best. So he's going to slip the silver ring on and tell the party this is the ring of the left hand. And so what this means is for 4 rounds every day, essentially he can use his left hand as if it was his right hand. So he's now ambidextrous for 4 rounds. So he has double attacks 4 times a day. Although he'll need 2 weapons. I will need your help, Chris, in understanding the exact mechanics of this. But I presume this means he could use his Nodashi and a dagger?
No, Nodashi is a 2-handed weapon. You must use it with two hands. You can use 2 one-handed weapons.
2 one-handed weapons, okay. I don't think he has any one-handed weapons because his Warhammer is a 2-handed weapon as well. Okay, well, he'll tell the party that.
I don't think a Warhammer is, actually, top of my head. I'll find out. I'm pretty sure. No, Warhammer is one-handed concussion. Yep.
Okay, awesome. So possibly he could use this with his Warhammer and a dagger, or a Warhammer and something else.
No, it needs, as per the description, it needs to be the same weapon.
Okay, so maybe 2 daggers. He'll tell the party and ask the party if there's somebody else who might want to have a punt at it, somebody else who might particularly benefit from this. And if there isn't, he's going to be interested in having a punt at both of the daggers, for obvious reasons.
Okay. That was Yotto's first hour. Is anybody else doing anything attuning for that first hour from 4 p.m. till 5 p.m.?
Nicholas will. Yes. Sorry, Graham, did you want to go?
No, I was just saying, neither of my characters are tuned, so yeah, I don't know if Jada can attune as well, I think.
Yeah, what shall I tune? What have we got?
Takes your fancy.
You need to get the sister of the Smacky Wacky, don't you?
Do I tune
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Just a stick. Do I have to
It's
tune it? Do I have to tune that staff?
I don't know.
The staff is enchanted, I believe.
Oh,
Yes, it is. So,
okay.
my
I'll do that.
suggestion, actually, weirdly, I wonder if for items like in circumstances like this where we know Jada's most likely to use that staff, perhaps someone else should attune first, because then if they figure out what it does, she'll get a bonus, or they could even teach her. So if
Oh, smart.
yeah. So Nicholas can have a go with the staff because he's not interested at all in sticks and stones. So
Sure.
if you're happy for him to jump ahead, that's right. Yeah.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll read my spell list.
Okay.
Well, no, you could just still attune. You could attune something else.
Oh, you guys pick. I don't know. I can't remember.
I'll do. Why don't you do?
It's in the chat. If you just scroll up, you'll see it. Everything.
Do the spectacles.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Yep. So
Anything except clasps. I'm not doing any more clasps.
Good plan. Good
Or
plan.
again.
Why?
Glasses. Great idea.
So Nicholas was attuning the staff, please, having a go on that in the first hour, and he rolled a 57.
57 on the on the staff, sure.
On the staff.
And then Jada's doing the spectacles. Okay. So firstly on the staff, you rolled a 57.
Yes.
57. Okay. And what's your attunement, please, Nicholas?
66.
Cool. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. What's going, Nicholas? Yep. First note, Nicholas. You get 2 notes. Oh, lucky. First note. Second note.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Wow. Nicholas will certainly share that with Jada and be quite, I believe, quite impressed. I mean, I don't know if he. So does he gets a sense of what those spells are? So first thing is he'll say, "I sort of got it. I can't use it, but I think it does this. But I can't use it myself. But I can tell you what I think some of its abilities are. It might have more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay for me to paste into the chat.
Sure.
Yep. Just so we can all see. And then he'll describe what's in the chat, which is that it's a it's nice stuff. 5-foot red mahogany with gold band. And it has a +15 for a start, so it'll add +15 to your quarterstaff skill. And it releases Dark Stunning, which I'm just going to. May I read that out or
There you go.
have a look?
Yeah.
See if I can find it quickly.
Feels a bit
Doesn't sound
unclean.
indeed. So it's dark channels. Is that on a? It's a separate list sort of thing, isn't it?
It's
that's black. That's black channels. I'm thinking of.
It's god magic, and it feels kind of wrong. It just doesn't feel
right.
Yeah. Page
even
140.
even to Nicholas.
140. Yeah, maybe not to Nicholas.
Oh, there we go. Dark Stunning. Caster points their arm, or perhaps hits someone, in the target and channels raw power source. Target is stunned, and the stun is one round per 5% failure. So she hits people with it, and it says with any melee strike. So in addition to any stun that happens according to the crit, she also gets to do this sort of a magical attack that may also stun them for more, which is like, whoa, that's really cool. And then twice per week, it may also release Absolution. Oh dear. Which is a 13th level spell, which is. Oh, nice. The target's soul is torn from their body. Remains in whatever place souls go for 1 week for 10% failure. The soul can be returned early only through life giving. Target is unconscious until soul is restored. Even for subconscious activity, they're at -75.
This is an unholy device. This is something that is tuned to some kind of dark god or some power from a dark god, you think, Nicholas?
And I hesitate to ask this question. Is it it can only be used by a particular realm?
No.
Yes. So
Yay.
Nicholas is would want to contain his excitement, but would be sort of what's the word? Sort of ickily excited by that, but try and contain it. Oh, it's god magic. He's not that keen on that. It's all sort of soul stuff. He's more into mind. But yeah, it's a really cool weapon. He can't use it. He might be able to later, but he was not interested. But he would let Jada know about that and recommend she give it a go.
Oh, she's going to call it napstick, or maybe dazed and confused, or sunstick. I'll think of something.
So Severin's obviously listening and sort of says, "Well, what do you mean, dark god? Given Jada's experiences over the last month, what does this entail? I don't claim to know. It's a question. Does this dark god want anything in return? And Jada, this doesn't sound like you."
Nicholas would say he's got no information on that unless he does, but I don't think he does. So no, he can't help. But it would be worth a lot if we sold it.
Yes, but I mean, Severin was given, her experience with clasps and demons. He's sort of Jada. I'm not sure about this.
I could probably delve and see if detect a curse.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
First things first, Jada. Someone was doing something else. Other attunement I should be aware of. While Nicholas was doing preparation for that one.
Spectacles. Yeah, spectacles.
Spectacles. That's what it was. Yes.
Should we do that first?
Give me a roll.
9 plus 68.
Hmm. Some information coming into your chat in a second. Shader
Goody.
coming in your chat right now.
Okay. So can I share with the others?
Sure.
I'm pretty sure they're just a normal pair of glasses, but I might want to try again later.
So you've already established that they're magic.
No, they're not magic. I'm pretty sure they're not, but I can try again later.
You've already done a spell on this to ascertain that they are magic?
No, I was just trying to attune and it didn't.
No, before you
Mhm.
cast a spell on these items to suss out which ones were magic. So it's
Oh, and
possible.
it's magic glasses. Yeah, so I'll try again later.
Yeah, it's possible, or maybe someone else could have a go.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay, it's now 5 o'clock in the evening. Those 3 items have been attuned, or attempted to attune to.
What time's dusk? Sundown.
About another hour away.
Okay. I put. If anyone disagrees with what I put in about watch, please shout, and I'll change it. But I put a 9-hour watch in there, Chris, and I guess, yeah. But I mean, I guess we wouldn't go to bed straight away, you know. We could probably attune. I mean, for the first hour or two, we'll eat, obviously. If it's 9 hours up at 6, then we could attune till 9.
Yeah, sure. Happy with that.
Everyone happy with that?
Yeah,
Sounds
so
good.
We've got
Yep.
another
All right.
2
Sounds good.
rounds to tune at least. Is that right?
Away you guys go. And Askell, you can't attune.
No, I don't have that skill. I last time Nicholas assisted.
Okay.
Or didn't assist. I think I had one thing I could never ever do in this
Oh,
lifetime.
one thing.
The
Something you can do.
Askell was just gonna reach around, as Jade had mentioned, like look at spell books. So he's got a couple sense enhancement and rune mastery.
Yep, cool.
He'll just flick around theirs,
Mm-hmm.
do dinner, and yeah, just generally keep an eye out.
Cool.
Daniel, keep watch.
Sounds good.
And let the tuners tune.
Excellent. Next, from 5 till 6, what's next, guys?
Yotto's going to attune both daggers one after the other, having just got this thing. If he's going to check with everyone else to make sure nobody else has a double weapon and wants the ring, and if nobody else is interested, and nobody else has 2 weapons of the same sort,
I mean,
or nobody who would be better off to have, say, 2 daggers and this ring.
I suggest we attune everything and just see who, you know, where it best fits, right?
Cool. Okay, in which case I'll have a go at dagger 1, then dagger 2.
Cool.
Now he knows what the ring does.
Give me a roll, please.
So for dagger 1, the roll is 49.
9. Yep. What's his bonus?
57. I really need to print out his level 9 sheets. I'm underpaying him for a couple of weeks.
Yep. Good luck tonight.
That's what he needs. That's what he needs. Bring it on after Graham's surly comment about nothing good in this game.
This is what you learn, Yotto, about this item.
Okay, so he's going to tell people he's keen to keep it. He has no magical weapons at the moment, but this is an A+10 magical dagger. No, I don't know what that means. Someone could tell me. That would be great.
+10 to attack, and it strikes on the magical. And it can do magical damage.
Brilliant. Okay, so that's awesome. He's pretty keen to keep that. Obviously, I've just posted what the silver ring does. Can we just have a go at the second dagger while we're at it, bearing in mind this will be in hour 2?
Oh, hang on. No, we're going to do it in rounds. So that was your first one. So who's next doing what?
Nicholas will do. Well, he'll confer with Jada, and if Jada doesn't want schooling in the staff, which I'm guessing does she want?
Probably not.
No. Okay, cool.
She's nervous
So Nicholas.
now.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Mhm.
Nicholas will have a go on the spectacles.
Okay. Give me a roll.
Oh, 98.
What a shame.
Again.
Giles.
What's his bonus, please?
66.
Giles, could you paste that dagger description? I'll compile all the descriptions.
He did.
Nice one, Nicholas.
Oh, phew. Oh, sorry, it's a +10 magical dagger. Graham.
Is that it?
Believe so.
Something about attack damage or something? I didn't quite get that.
Posted.
Okay.
It's special for Yotto.
First magical weapon.
Nicholas, with you now.
Ooh, thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So he's attuned that and can use it.
He has attuned it, and he may use it at will.
What? That's very helpful with those lay-in sheets, I imagine. And for learning spell lists, in fact. Spectacles of translation. With a plain brass frame and exceptionally thick oval lenses, these spectacles would leave one to think the owner has very poor vision. When the wearer views a written text in any unknown language, it is translated as it would be by a translator with a skill rank 7 reading ability. Of course, this is of no use to those people who are unable to read. Magically encoded scripts and all magical languages will never be deciphered by these spectacles. Oh, okay. Nor will secret codes. Okay.
Damn.
However, the spectacles can only be attuned to read one unknown language per month, not per reader, but will simply only translate one language per month. Okay, cool. So does he have to decide on that now, or he sort of allocates the first time he uses it, sort of thing?
Allocates the first time he uses it.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Ooh, we have to choose wisely.
Can I ask a question, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
So the question I have is, in the vision we had way back when, we heard the name that you spelt out, the 3 of these people, for the Red Demon.
That's the other game, Giles.
I've got my games mixed up. My brain is trying to figure that problem out. I think finally you've given the solution. I've got too excited. Forgot which game I was in, sorry.
All good. It's that new haircut, Giles. It clearly shaves something off your memory.
My brain was kept in my ear.
It is a very flash haircut. Okay, Nicholas, anything from you after learning that? Anything I need to know?
He would share with everyone else, of course, and we need to consider carefully before deciding what we want to read.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he would just tell everyone about that.
Okay, great. Jada.
What's next on our list? Have we done the coat?
No.
No, go. Go
Should
for
we
it.
try the coat? Someone needs a
Yeah.
good magic coat.
Why
All
not?
right. Ready to roll?
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
Am I in the right place? 69 plus 68.
Yeah. 6. Yes, 2 pieces of information coming to you. Well, actually, I'm gonna put that as a because to activate this, you simply put it on. Coming into your chat right now, Jada.
Provides plus 15 to defensive bonus, I assume DB
Mm-hmm.
means, and fits any humanoid form. That's very cool. Doesn't really go with my robes, but someone else might want it.
Tanya wears a leather coat already, so anyway, we'll start negotiations later.
Eskel? When he's got no armor on, he can wear a fancy coat, maybe?
That's a really good idea. If the coat made out of leather, does that mean he not need to train?
Sorry, Giles, you're muffled.
Muffled.
Yeah, can you? I think it was you're far away from the mic. Try leaning in or doing something. Try again, Giles.
Does this mean if Eskel wore this, he wouldn't need to transcend armor?
No, he still would, but yes, he still would. Is the bottom line. Yep. Great. It's now 6 p.m. Going on for dusk.
Go on, guys, keep it going.
Gotta want to front it dagger too.
Dagger 2 from 6 till 7. Give me a roll, please.
59.
No, hang on. Sorry, I'm just going to do my notes for Jada. 5-9 was that?
Correct.
Okay. And what's his bonus?
57.
I've actually got you attuning to this one already, Otto.
This dagger, have I already attuned to this dagger?
Oh, no. I did it the wrong one. No, I didn't. I did it on the wrong one. Sorry, you haven't done this one. Just poor record keeping, but from the GM. So, sorry, your bonus again, please.
5-7.
Cool. Some information coming into your chat, Otto. Coming in right now. Coming. Bumpa.
Okay. Right, so he will tell the party that he's failed to attune to this item. That we need to have another punt at a later time, and that the magical man in the sky will know when I can have another go.
Next.
Well, shall I give it a go?
Yeah, go for
Basically.
Okay.
So this is from 7 to 8. Or actually, let's just do it in order, because then we've got the same order. So first off, Nicholas. Assuming
So
you're
this
still
is
wanting to
still-
translate.
Yeah, so this is still 6 till 7.
No, you've already done one other, haven't you?
We've done.
No, we just started 6 to 7, I think.
How many of you are tuned to, Pete?
2.
2. Yes, cool. So you're third. This is the third round.
Cool. Yep. So can he do the eye-shaped amulet, please?
Sure. Give me a roll.
60.
And what's his bonus?
66.
Goodness, my little spreadsheet of keeping track of this just makes all the world of difference. About it. Nicholas, some information coming into your chat.
Is that one? So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure this item is enchanted anyway. Yeah. Well, we know that sort of is, but he can't figure it out. He's got no idea. Doesn't. Maybe Jada's mistaken.
Maybe Jada is mistaken.
Cool. Thank you.
Next was Yoto. Well, if we're keeping to the same order.
Same order would be for Jada.
Oh, same order as Jada. Yep, sure. Jada.
So her third item.
Yes, third. Yep.
Cool. Coming. 96
For what item, please?
plus 68. Or what looks exciting on there and not dangerous? Totem?
Totem it is. Cool, great. And what was your bonus, please?
68.
68, cool. So this was, by the way, just to refresh your memories, it's on a cord. Yeah.
Fairly harmless.
Yeah.
Looks like an unlimited food amulet to me.
Mm-hmm.
Free fish.
Mm-hmm. So coming into your chat now,
It's
Jada.
like Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Coming.
Mm-hmm. So I'm struggling with this one, guys.
Question.
You need to think about this
Chris, can you attune?
Sorry, Graham.
Can Can you attune in the dark?
Oh, good point.
I'm just asking because otherwise it might be idea for Yotto to have a companion while he is on watch, so he can keep attuning. I guess you don't need to look at them, do you? You kind of just hold them and study them, don't you? You kind of, it's a mental process, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an excellent point.
Why do players ask such difficult questions? I'm going to say you probably do need light to attune them. You're looking at them, you're feeling them, you're soaking up their essence. Just simply holding on to it. Yes, it's mental and it's other stuff, but yeah, I think you would.
Okay, in a gibbous moon where an elf has good vision and the thing is a foot away from him, I mean, he'll have a pretty good vision of it, won't he?
An elf would be okay. Yes. Humans, I'm going to give a -10 to.
Okay, so Yotto would be able to continue to attune. Excellent call, Graham.
Yep. Can someone please put that in our rules tracker?
Should I light a candle?
Oh, true. I'll put it in the rules tracker.
I'm gone.
Well, it's not dark yet, is it? So I don't think you need to.
It is now. Yeah, 7 p.m. It's now dark.
Well, you could light a candle, I suppose. That's not really gonna. You could put a candle and just keep it really low.
I'll keep the robes around and some covering.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this totem, I'm trying my hardest, but all I can really tell so far, so I might have to do another attunement, or someone else might want to, that it's a battle totem. It provides complete immunity to fear, depression criticals, and stunning during combat for 6 rounds and can be used 3 times in 24 hours. It's 8 inches long and reasonably notably.
Noticeable.
Reasonably noticeable under a single shirt.
So you haven't figured it out yet, but you can have another go of how to do it.
Right.
Would you mind pasting that anyway, Jada, and then I'll put it in the list.
What did you say?
If you could paste that anyway, I'll put it in the list.
Oh yeah, sure.
And Giles, Yotto's third.
No, well, he's done 2 daggers.
He's done the 2 daggers.
Yeah,
Sure.
So we've all done 3 now.
Yes, you have.
And I think it's evening, and I think Yotto needed 4 hours sleep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now 7 p.m. in the evening. What are you doing?
Can I check what time do we decide to get moving? In the morning, 7 o'clock. That daybreak, a bit earlier, a bit later.
So I've allowed for 9 hours there. So if you went to bed at 9, we'd be up at 6. Obviously, and then within those 9 hours, you've got with a candle. Obviously, Askell and Jada could have another hour. Jada could have another hour. Nicholas could have another hour, and Yosso's got 4.
Yeah. Just one thing to bear in mind in terms of attunement is you do nothing else other than try to attune. So you can't be on watch and attune.
That's why I've doubled. Oh yeah, that's true. So I'll just change that again. Sorry.
It's okay. So
Wait a minute.
Sorry, Graham.
I'll just change that again.
Nicholas is going to have -10 from now on. He might call it quits for attunement, and unless someone objects, and he would like to do his language lessons with Jada on Herodanian.
Okay.
If she's amenable to that, and learning his spells.
Great. Fantastic. Good stuff.
I just think.
Well, if you've got a candle, if you want it, but if not, that's good. So I've just reposted it again. Oh no, sorry. No, of course you need. Sorry, I'm getting this. My brain's gone.
Are you right, Grant?
But we've 2 hours before we need to. We're going to use our watch. So it's 7. We've still got 2 hours and 2 minutes, which I think allows Yotto to attune 2 more. Correct.
Yeah, just to be clear though, you can't attune during your watch. Just so you don't.
No,
Yep.
no. 7 o'clock. Watch will start at 9. That Graham's written up.
So, while Yotto's on watch, Nicholas, Jada, and Askell are also on watch. So if they're not attuning, I'll do it again so that Jada can have a crack if she wants to. I'll move Severin. Sorry, keep redoing this.
So I can attune while I'm on watch. I mean, I'm not on watch. I'm attuning,
Okay.
but it means there's someone around. They could break my attunement to get my attention. Is that easier than waking someone from sleep, Chris?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Presumably.
Yeah.
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 So I
The
can
main
attune-
thing is to note on attunement, you are 100% focused on trying to figure out the item.
Right, so that's super useful. So that's really helpful, Graham. So Yotto could attune, and somebody else can be on watch, and all they need to do is cry, and he'll just stop attuning, and then whatever's going on.
So yeah, so there's always someone else on watch while Yotto is awake.
Mhm.
So at any one point, so Tanya can take the first 4 hours, and then there's double watch, except Yotto will be busy, and then Tanya and Jada will come back at the end there. And Jada, if she wants to, she could do an early morning attune first thing.
Okay.
And we're at 7 o'clock now. Do we start this now, or do we carry on for 2 hours till 9 and then attune and run through till 6?
What time does it get light, Chris?
6 a.m.
Yeah, may as well carry on for a couple of hours. Then.
Okay, in which case I may as well take a punt at something else.
Cool.
I cannot take a punt at dagger number 2 again yet, can I, Chris?
Say again, sorry.
I cannot take a punt at dagger 2 again, can I?
You cannot. Not for the not until I let you know.
That's all. The longbow is the obvious next.
Okay. By the way, Giles, again you've gone murky. We can hear you.
Does this work fine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're clear.
Okay, so that's super helpful. So my computer's here when I face this way.
Yeah.
I've got 3 screens and some written.
I
don't really do with them. Okay, it's
Cool.
My apologies.
That's all right.
So I'll have a punt at the longbow.
Give me a roll, please.
40.
40. Cool. And what's the skill?
7.
This result. Yosso. Info in your chat, Charles.
Okay, so he'll tell people he's failed to attune.
Any other actions I need to be aware of? Okay. No other achievements going on?
Before we move on, I think you would suggest that people with attunement skills, Jada and Nicholas, keep trying to attune the various other things there are in this hour, and then we've got another whole hour before our.
Yeah, bedtime's 9 o'clock, so we've got a couple of go. May as well keep going.
Yep.
Okay.
So I better go. We should. The other 2 people who can attune should have a go.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Nicholas will have a go on the gauntlet, please.
Gauntlets.
Yeah.
Give me a roll, please.
No one wants the slippers.
Yeah.
They're probably the most awesome slippers.
Come on, Chris.
What was the roll,
He
Pete?
rolled a 33.
3. What's your skill, please, Pete?
6.
The gauntlet. Coming into your chat now. Nicholas, not now.
Ooh, okay. No way! I haven't read this, but I'll read it out loud. But I just love the name. Are you ready, Jada?
Mm-hmm.
So I just pasted it. It's called the Gauntlet of the Vengeful Lay Healer.
What?
It's
Amazing.
plus 30 to ESF rolls on the lay healer basis. So that's extraordinary spell failure.
Yep.
So that means if she's wearing that, she attunes it and is wearing it, then it's harder for her to screw up her spells. Is that right, Chris?
Yes.
Right.
Wow.
Lay healer spells can be reversed by wearer to. Oh, shite.
What?
Lay healer spells can be reversed by wearer who harm a target. Range is touch
Wow.
and requires a resistance roll versus the caster's level, and recovery takes double the normal time.
What? So instead of stitching someone up, I can create a hole in their arm.
Yes, so.
Jada becomes a demon.
Instead of healing a broken arm.
You break it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's so funny. 15 power points worth of spells can be used per day. Problem is you have to touch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I giveth and I taketh away.
Yeah. And then Gauntlet also casts Disruption upon touch. I assume that's something per day. Disruption.
20
just
feet.
Touch of Disruption, I assume. Oh, 20 foot. I see. Sorry, range.
Flesh destruction to spell. It's. Yep.
Right, got you. Yeah, got you. It's a level 6 spell. It has touch of disruption, but it's 20-foot radius. The bones and tissues of the target's body are disrupted as if the target had fallen a long distance.
Wow.
If they feel their
Stop
resistance
it.
roll by 1 to 10, they take an A. If they fail the resistance roll by up to 41 and up, they take an E, with various gradations of severity of crit in between. So you can make it as if someone's fallen.
That is wonderful. And I don't even need to rename it. Look at its name.
Yeah. It's
Was
amazing.
that once per day, the disruption?
Yeah.
I'm going to write that in, and it is once per day. Yes.
And presumably you get to define your target. So if you leave your gloves on and try and heal us, we're not going to incidentally get jellified.
You'd assume so. Wow.
I'm never taking it off.
That's real funky.
Very cool. Oh, imagine what the slippers do.
So
Take your time learning that one to make sure you don't fail on that.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yikes. Imagine. I'll go into depression. Okay.
Well, we're going to have the greatest warrior healer of all time as you cast Absolution and Dark God spells, jellify people, and then heal us. That's
I'll give myself a title. Awesome. Is it my turn for the next one?
Sure.
I'm going to do the slippers because those other things look a bit evil.
Sure.
Amulets and black liquid.
Right.
Scary.
Chris, sorry to interrupt, Jada.
Mhm.
Can Jada try and attune to these gauntlets now she knows what they're doing because Nicholas
And it
is
gives.
told. So you could try and attune to these gauntlets now.
And the -10 of not knowing what the item does goes. Oh, and sorry. No, sorry. No, Nicholas has. What am I talking about? The -10 goes because you know what it does, and also Nicholas can. You got a success on that, Nicholas. So you can teach Jada, because you've figured out how to do it. You would get plus 75 on the teaching roll, and it takes 1d8 hours to do that. Might take 1 hour, it might take 8 hours to do that. That's, that's uninterrupted.
No, I suggest we see what we've got and then act upon it. You know, unlikely she's going to need that overnight.
Well, why don't we see? Can we roll the 1d8 now to see how long it will take Nicholas to teach Jada?
No.
No, we don't. We won't know, will we? It sort of has to be a.
Correct.
We've got time. Oh, sorry, my bad.
So you make the attunement roll, and then I tell you how long it takes. It's not the other way around.
Who knows? There might be a dagger of find your way home in here.
So you know the GM, don't you, Brad? You do know. You know?
It might happen. Could happen. Slippers have returned to nearest town.
Slippers that burn your feet off. I mean,
No, they might that. Give the slippers a go. That sounds good.
All right.
Sorry, just
72.
sorry. I just do have an image to share because I think it's important at this time.
Uh-oh.
You can see the image up on screen now.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike.
Oh, cute.
Slippers. Slippers it is. Give me a roll, please, for the slippers.
72 plus 68.
Sorry, Askell, this is pruning into a very quiet game for you, and Severin.
That's all right. I'm going to catch the first flying pig home.
There you go. Jada, can you roll again, please?
Roll again.
Mm-hmm.
Delete that. Hang on. Second roll is 30.
No. Goodness. And what's your skill, please?
68. You got the first roll, 72?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I had to roll again. Oh no, that's never good. Uh-oh.
Nicholas doing his violin again.
Absolute success from Jada. You get plus 95 on trying to teach anybody how to use these, although they actually just activate naturally. This is what they do, Jada.
No. Oh, I wish I had those in real life. Okay. I'll post it. They are slippers of dancing. Gives wearer 3 additional levels in dance school. Why did they hide these in the bottom of a dungeon?
Is Jada the dancing type?
No. No, anyone want them?
those handlers of the dancing type. I could do with them over the next few weeks.
We could flog them.
Yeah.
Bring them to Golden Bay.
Has anyone ever made us dance or else we'll be killed?
Exactly right, Chris. You never know, you might dance your way to success.
All right. Askell, are you still with us? It's not exactly a rip-roaring game for you, I'm afraid, Askell. Is he still with us, or is he abandoned ship?
Yes. No, it's all right. I was just moving around the house, listening to what you guys are doing.
Okay, cool. Okay, it's now...
Have eaten, keep cracking.
It's now 8 p.m. by my counts, I think. Yep.
Come on, guys. Do the lot. Do it.
Who's next?
Your turn.
Me?
On mute, Giles.
Your turn.
Oh, Yoto.
You're on mute, Giles.
Giles.
Sorry, I was on mute. So I think, and I'll take advice from others, but maybe it's time to attune the vial of black liquid.
Oh,
Well,
what could go wrong?
I reckon that's going to be a one-time use thing, isn't it? If we didn't know, yeah, I guess so. But yeah,
I think we've worked our way through pretty much. Or the other thing is the mirror.
we've got the mirror is looking pretty sinister. We've got the eye amulet, the longbow, and the dagger.
So can't at least Chris. So I've had a go at the eye amulet, and I can't ever go without you're okay.
Correct.
Can I have a go at the eye amulet?
No.
Okay. I definitely can't have a go at the longbow.
Nope.
Right.
That leaves the vial of black liquid, which does seem scary, but you know, might turn me into a demon for a bit. It's
Read up.
We've also added the flaming scimitar and the signal rod that we got on Jewel Island.
Oh, yeah.
Interest.
Oh yeah, the flaming scimitar.
Still thinking, I'm like, oh well, it's not a dagger.
There were also, to remind you, there were also. The other things you picked up were the 16 lay tablet as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which we can read now.
Indeed.
I watched the substance. It won the palm to ore.
Okay, substance it is. Give me a roll, please. It looks like this.
It reminds me of my favorite spirit. Oh,
It's masked.
71.
71, it's masked.
I don't want it to be masked at 71, Chris. You can unmask it.
What's your skill, please?
57.
Ooh. Yeah, so you touch and poke and prod this, and you get your mind to it, Yotto, and this is what you learn.
That's part of a map.
Hey Jada,
Mm.
I've also got some other items that you could maybe cast a spell on before you go to sleep, just to see if they are actually magical. I picked up a lot. I think a broadsword, short sword, and a dagger.
Good idea.
So there's 3 additional items there.
Yeah.
So if you mind seeing if they are magic, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, hang on, silver-looking mug and a much repaired mask. I'll just paste them in a minute. And the 16 slates. You may as well see if they're magic too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So Yotta will tell the party what this black liquid does, and it does this. Am I right in thinking, Chris, at the current time, only Yotto can consume this liquid to make it do this?
No. He's figured it out. Anybody drinking it, this will happen. Yeah, this will happen. It happens instantaneously when you drink it.
Perfect. So he'll tell them that's what the liquid does. Make sure it's freely available for anyone to drink, so they can, summon a first level non-intelligent creature to do a bit of damage should we need it.
What is it?
Cool. You were typing the description, Giles, for a while, but I don't think it came through.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there you go. You got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
my apologies. I thought it had come up.
Mortimer's Dark Summons again.
Jada, the bad by the looks of things. I got lots of bad stuff.
I've pasted Jada those items in there for you.
So it looks to me like this just gives us an extra fighter, essentially, although it takes one of us out. So
But it'll be useful at the critical time.
yeah, I mean, we could cast one of Disney's new unicorns because they look scary as crap.
Okay. What happens, guys?
Nicholas will have a go at the longbow, please.
Okay.
Oopsies. 15.
1, 5.
It's master, right?
Always, all of these are masked.
It'd be the best roll ever, bro.
Will be.
And what's your bonus, please, Pete?
66.
Some information coming into your chat. Nicholas. This is what it is. This is what it looks like.
Oh, cool. Oh. Wow. Cool. Oh. So he will share with the group what that does. Tanya does use a longbow, right?
Yeah, set of 7 actually.
Bow of dual foes. This bow is able to fire 2 arrows at once, 6 times a day. They can be shot at one foe, so 2 arrows at one foe, or 2 arrows, 1 foe each, that are within 10 foot of each other. Okay. Full offensive bonus can be used on both attacks.
Wow.
That's a really cool party trick. Otherwise, it is a normal bow. It takes 1.5 times the normal time for a longbow to load 2 arrows. Wow, that's cool.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that because it's 6 times per day, it does require attunement. Cool. Yeah.
It does.
Wow.
Amazing. Who's next?
Jada.
Coming up. So I'm checking if there is power in the 16 slates with detect power spell.
All those items would be good.
Oh, so I can do nine per level, and there's 16 slates. Does that count as one whole thing? Do I have to do one slate per minute?
I don't know what you're asking, please, Jada. What are you doing?
So what I want to do is see if the 16 slates, is it the broadsword, short sword, dagger, and not the silver mug and much repaired mask? Is that why they're highlighted, Graham?
So those additional items are ones that we picked up. So,
all of that list. Okay, so that whole list of broadsword, short sword, dagger, silver mug, much repaired mask, and 16 slates. The detect power spell that I've got works at 1 minute per level. So that's
you're casting a spell, right? I thought you were
yeah, and I can concentrate on a different object each round.
Sure. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so it's a level 2 spell, and I got 82.
82. The spell goes off, and this just simply detects magic in them. Is that right?
It detects power, but not what realm or how much.
Can you read out the description, the full description of the spell, please?
Yep, level 2, detect power. It detects power in an object, but not what realm or how much. Caster may concentrate on a different object each round.
Okay, cool. And it lasts for, you did tell me, but...
Yep. Yeah, I have to touch each one, and it lasts 1 minute per level, which is level 9, so 9 minutes.
That's ample time. All of the land slates are magical.
Mm-hmm.
The other items that were put into the chat are not magical.
Okay, so I'll pass that on
Okay.
to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Righty-ho. Shall I give a tune something as well, or someone else?
Yeah, please do. That'd be great.
Oh, what have we got left? No, not the amulet. Wait.
You've got eye amulet. I'd reckon
Oh.
probably give the mirror.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the mirror.
I'll
I
do the
reckon give the
amulet.
mirror.
Amulet, but it still sounds scary. Let's give it a go.
Amulet, cool.
Amulet with a roll of 81 plus 68.
81 plus 68. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh. Jada. Coming. Into your chat now, Jada.
So I'll share with the others. This amulet is called Ishmael's Eye. It's an eye-shaped
Mirrored,
mirror.
mirrored amulet is what it's meant to say. Yep.
Okay. Oh, it's an eye-shaped mirror amulet with delicate strands of platinum. Twice a day, this amulet will reflect any spells from the warlock base list Evil Eye back upon the caster. If the spell fails a resistance roll versus the wearer's level. Twice a day. Any spells from the warlock base list Evil Eye. So we're protected from the Evil Eye. Oh.
This is going to be super helpful for one of the upfront soldiers who might face the bigger.
Can't hear you, Giles.
Oh, sorry, this is going to be super useful for one of the upfront soldiers who's going to face the warlock. Probably Severin.
Who's the warlock?
Don't know. Severin's our monster, right? He monsters stuff, and he's got magical abilities. If we can up his defensive capacities.
Trouble is, would I know an evil eye? Evil eye will we know an evil eye? Does it just reflect them automatically? I suppose it must do. Anyway.
Yeah. You become.
Yeah, it doesn't say
more
doing something.
Severin is, the better for us.
Now,
Really.
9 p.m. in the evening. What happens?
So we've got so people need to sleep. We've got the scimitar and the dagger yet to go, and the mirror. The mirror looks a bit dodgy, so maybe don't do it by yourself in the middle of the night. So Yotto, you could have a crack at the scimitar while during the night.
Yeah, so I want to sleep for the first 4 hours, right, while Tanya's on watch.
Yeah. What when you've had your sleep. And then it's leaving. Who hasn't had a crack at the second dagger?
Me.
So maybe in the morning you could have a crack at that.
Yeah.
And then we're done, aren't we? Then we're done. Apart from the mirror, then we're done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell me who does what. Keen to keep it moving, guys. We have spent quite a long time on this.
I just want to check what's clear. Yotto's going to sleep for the next 4 hours, get up, then he's going to have a go while Nicholas, Severin, Askell are up in the middle of the night.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to have a go at attuning the things he is not attuned, which I believe
Scimitar.
Is the scimitar?
Well, hang on, Giles. Your choice. What are you wanting to look at?
Well, so yeah, but I want to just be clear about what I need to seek advice from others, so I'm clear about what I've attuned and not attuned, right?
I can tell you that. So Yotto, you've attempted successful with the ring.
Tell me what I've not attempted.
Yeah, sure. We haven't. Are you talking about stuff that you don't know anything about? You don't know what it is?
No, anything I've not attempted.
Anything you've not attempted? Cool. So you haven't attempted the spectacles. You haven't attempted the totem. You haven't attempted the gauntlets. The vial of liquid you have. You haven't attempted the staff. The leather coat, the mirror, the slippers. You can't attempt the amulet. You can't attempt the bow, at least for some time. You haven't attempted the plain silver ring. You can't attempt the other dagger for some time. The flaming, the scimitar, which you do know is on fire, on flames, and the beacon. The beacon rod.
Okay, so the 4 things I could potentially have a go at are the mirror, the ring, the scimitar, and the beacon.
Correct.
Thank you.
So which one?
Well, so I'm going to go to sleep for 4 hours first.
Okay, yep, done. Yep, and which one?
Okay, so if from then I'll have a go at the ring. I've not attempted yet.
The ring. So the ring of left-handed, which is the one that's.
I've already attempted that. I know what that does.
Tanya's got with her quill here. She's taken notes of. So we know what the one ring, according to Tanya, is the dungeon door. The second ring is the ring of the left hand. So the only items we don't know what they do is the second dagger, which you can't do, the mirror, which is covered, the beacon rod, or the scimitar.
Yeah, that's my understanding too. He knows what the ring of the left hand does and is wearing it, so he was successful. That's
Yep. So which one does he do?
So I've got the mirror, the scimitar, and the beacon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, jolly good. We'll go for the scimitar to start off with.
Sure. So you are aware, told by your companions, that it does flame. So you're aware at least of that. Give me a roll, please. Just
87.
Just as a heads up, we have spent the game doing an attunement, which is fine,
Yes,
but
highly weird.
87.
Yep.
Roll again, please.
Three.
Could be amazing. And what's the skill?
57.
Wowie, wow, we were.
That's good for Askel because Askel's got a lot.
Well done, Yotto. Absolute success for you, Yotto. Nice work. This
Thank you, Grant.
is what it does.
Yeah, this looks pretty nice. And he'll be wanting to. Oh. So you're presumably wanting to be, ultimately, when everyone wakes, be giving this to Haskell. So he's got a scimitar that's going to do damage.
Except Haskell uses a cutlass.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
these things to me, I'm like, cutlass, scimitar. I mean, they've got to be pretty close, right? That's So maybe this is someone who uses a short sword or something that looks a bit like a scimitar. This is going to be good for. But that's clearly not good for Yotto, who uses a long sword. But it's good to know.
Cool.
All right. And what's the second thing I want to attune? While I'm up.
Tanya has mentioned the beacon rod has not yet been attuned.
Okay, so I'll attune that next. That's the obvious thing to have a go at next.
And again, you're aware of what this does, so there's definitely no penalty of not knowing what it does. Give me a roll, please.
Oh, 95. Please don't make this.
I'm
Please,
sorry,
please,
it's all masked.
No, not for this one.
What's his skill, please?
57.
57. You do get a plus 20 bonus because you do know what the item does. You get this result. This result.
Is that on my GM Yotto channel, Chris?
Just a second.
Oh,
Next note is just coming. So the choice is yours, Yotto.
Oh, okay. So it's push these together. You've nearly cracked it. You think you understand something. You learn something about it. Something about exactly how to use this stuff on you at least right now. Try again now to attune this time. The advantage of knowing what one person. Okay, so I think he will try again. He'll spend the 2 hours concentrating hard and have another go at attuning this right now, Chris.
Okay, give me a roll.
I was coming back into the main channel.
Hmm.
$81. And presumably this is unmasked. I know what he's doing now.
No, it's masked.
Oh, you're so mean.
Plus 57, plus 20. That, however, a success. And the description of what it does is in your chat.
Brilliant. Thanks, man.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Holy crap.
You saw this in action, of course. On Jewel Island. If you want to read it out.
I'm going to share this with the party in the party channel. And it's true, we did literally see this in action. Right, so it's a massively powerful spell. Does that mean I can use this, or other people can use it?
100% you can use it. You would need to help somebody attune to how to use it.
Okay. All right, so now we can get a long way away from each other and talk to each other. Okay, it might be useful. All right, brilliant.
All right. Any other attunement, any other actions over the course of the evening? That's it. No, done. So
we had just talked to Jada that when she was on the last watch, there is a single dagger yet to attune. 10 years up at the same time, she would remind her that we've got one item other than the mirror that we could try and attune, so we've got a nearly complete set other than the mirror. Jada.
Tell me what happens, please. Otherwise, I'm moving on. Going once.
Jada.
Sorry, I thought I was not on mute. I'm rolling for the second dagger attunement.
Okay, give me a roll, please.
And it was a 78 plus a 68.
Okay. Plus 68, was that?
Yeah.
Coming into your channel, Jada, right now.
Oh, that's handy. Okay, so I'll let everyone know. It's a dagger of long strokes. It's a plus 10 dagger that strikes as a longsword. Very handy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You would need to attune to it.
And I think Yoho would tell Jada that with his ring and his other dagger, the two daggers and the ring become powerful in battle, particularly melee battle.
Yeah.
He'd be keen to sit with Jada and try and figure out how to attune to this.
So, Chris, does that mean if you hit someone with the dagger, so you have to be up close, but get them with the dagger, the damage is as if it was a longsword?
Correct.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Correct. So it would still function. Its length is a dagger, but so it's still a short weapon. But the damage it inflicts is a longsword. So
it's a sword. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that you just wave it around in the air and it's
Yeah.
invisible.
So Yoho loves this. He knows what damage a longsword can do. He has got one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he wants to sidle up to Jada for more than just her healing powers now.
Very good. So the night, if you hadn't picked up already, the night does pass uneventfully. The next day dawns. It is another beautiful, clear, calm day. Bit warmer today. Gets up to 26. It's currently around 14 degrees in the morning, a bit chilly in the morning. Quite a lot of bit of cloud, and there's a gentle breeze. Quite a nice day. What do you do?
After that, Chris, what are the traffic conditions like?
Thank you for both your patience, Askell and Severin, and also listeners and watchers for a attunement extravaganza. That could be the title.
It was exciting listening to all the merriment and surprise and the...
There we go. What do people do, please? What do you do?
I really thought you were going to make us wake up and then we've lost all our stuff. I told you guys. I told you.
Please, Darren, you need to know ideas.
Thank you for not doing that.
Give me time.
So, surely we need a powwow up. What we're going to do? Are we going to go back into
the problem is how, right?
And try and figure out this travel route, or are we going to go back, find Severin's money, get an army, and see if we can move on?
The problem is how, right? So we've got some wilderness between us and the town, and we probably won't be able to find our way without a guide. So this probably require if we are going to go back and restock, we probably need to somehow persuade someone in that walled enclosure in there who are currently mourning their dead that they really want to come for a little walk with us for 3 days.
Offer them something like healing. I can heal animals if any of their animals got hurt by the wyvern.
I think
women.
A mother of all charm.
Maybe we just maybe we accept our fate. Maybe we go back up the wall, like fill up, take what we have, go back up the wall, and just take the risk. You know, we were only underground for a day. We've got 3 days of food. Get the food we can, and keep going. Right. So Torvash must have gone somewhere.
Torvash is long gone, right? So they've come out of a different valley, and we're not going to find them again.
Why don't we go back and try and find where they've gone?
Because the passage had collapsed, so we couldn't follow them. Yeah, like it strikes as I say, like with 2 days of food, I don't know, it doesn't feel like a great idea. And we obviously we can take water with us, but
where is our food on the plane? I mean, I agree with you, Graham, that we have no good future plans, but going back to Mummy strikes me as risky as moving forward.
Well, not risky. It's whether we can persuade anyone in the village, right? So, how long does their time mourning last? Can Severin or someone else high in charm, or if anyone's got any persuasion spells, now be a good time to shout. Although the duration would have to be quite impressive. What can we offer them? You know, some pair of dancing shoes. That's right.
Yeah.
You know, can they be bought as a guide? It depends for how long they're in mourning for, because I've said I think we're going to drag them away for the mourning for family members today. So can they be persuaded? Is it worth it? If it's not, we have to go back the way we came, take some water with us. But again, yeah, we're not going to have a lot of food. Even if we manage to get some food, I mean, these people aren't really going to be inclined to give us any food anyway.
Should we just sneak in and get some? Do we want to read those slates? Now that we've got...
Eventually,
yeah. There's a spell that is called Suggestion. It's on the Warrior Mage base list. I don't know if you've got it. My spell list here doesn't tell me exactly what it does. I don't know how suggestible Suggestion is. But possibly I could suggest someone acts as a guide and or gives us food.
You know, you haven't got a description of that?
Pete, could you have? I know I've really struggled with this. I'll take a quick look, but
Where was it, Giles? You're in the base list.
Mind's
it's on
Touch.
the Warrior Mage base list. It's Mind's Touch. It's a level 5 spell.
I've got it here. Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
So Suggestion: target will follow a single suggested act, which is not completed alien to them.
So I could potentially have a go at trying to potentially coerce someone to either give up food or act as a guide.
They have to be within 10 foot of you.
Yeah, got to get close to them.
And how long does it last?
Doesn't say.
Well, the target will follow a single suggested act.
I just cast a spell, tell them to do something, and they do it.
So how about this? How about Severin attempts to charm them and say, can we speak with your leader? And if see if we can get that to there, and then you get within distance.
Yeah.
And then you cast it when we're close up in a powwow, if they accept those terms.
Yeah, and then what do I want to ask of them? For a guide to let us back?
What's the description again?
Target will follow a single suggested act, which is not completely alien to him.
So we could ask for muesli bars.
I mean, it's either asking for food and or asking for guidance.
Well, food will get us a single meal, right? Likely, maybe 2 if we're lucky. I mean, I value other people's what they think we should be doing, but if we're going on another big expedition somewhere unknown on a different continent to another dungeon complex that could be conceivably as large as the one that we've just spent quite a lot of time rummaging through, we're probably not going to find anything to eat and drink. That's a guess. We've got other locations on that dial that we could try, so that's, but likely they'll end up in a similar place to, there'll be a similar room probably at the other end.
What
So-
about Tanya's ability to forage?
She could try that. Yep. Again, I mean, I'm just not sure how many days food she's going to get for 6 people that's easily carryable. I suppose that's my point. The other thing, we know there are some those pack ponies that we left back at the Enchanted Forest, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
We're not eating those.
No, but they had some supplies with them, didn't they?
A bit, but you took what was you took food and water with you. No, there wasn't additional food on there.
There wasn't.
No.
So yeah, there's a choice. Maybe this is a one for next time to decide, but there's our choices, right? We go without food to a mysterious location, or we try to attempt to win some guides and new guides, get back to the town, stock up for a major expedition, potentially do that side mission, and then come back. So there's the choices.
So just to refresh your memory too, it was a 1.5 day trip that your guides took you here. They were moving quite briskly, but you walked all day of, just to give you a sense of time and distance. You left halfway through on the 12th. If you remember, the guides arrived hot and sweaty after they'd been out on reconnaissance and they'd seen something interesting. You crossed a river, and you then reached Adana Farm dusk at the end of the 13th, and that's when the bloodbath happened at the farm.
So really, we would just need someone to probably get us a fair way there within sight of the town, and then leave us. If I mean, that may not be possible. It's a bit of a tall ask. I think in terms of characters, all I can say is Severin probably wants to go back because he wants to please his mother. But up to everyone else to enter into dialogue as to why we shouldn't do that.
Well, so Yotto would be, an equipoise. He doesn't really care. He just doesn't want there to be conflict. He wants people to stay together. And what he wants is to find Torvash. So his drive would be to go forward. And I think he'd be happy. He's experienced a lot of hardship. He'd be happy to run the risk of running out of food.
I think Jada probably thinks similar, but likes the idea of is it Severin's mum, Tanya's mum, Graham's mum.
Severin's mum, not my mum.
Severin's mum. Having the whole army, because we're going to need an army to get Torvash. So maybe we could bring the army with us when we go into those underground places.
I don't think we need his army. I think that
Part of the army.
We might later, depending on what happens. You remember we having these perpetual dreams of being at the forefront of armies. So, you never know when an army might come in handy. But I mean, obviously he's got a personal reason for doing it. But there is with his mother at the head of a mercenary group, could prove you on the borders of the kingdom that we're trying to defeat. Could be useful. I mean, we're not by going down into that passage and jumping, we're not trailing Torvash. He's gone presumably back into Tarong, where he came from. We're obviously going to probably bump into him further down the line, right? But it's not like we're in pursuit of him, shall we say, directly.
We can assume all of these places on that map are going to be similar, right? Some sort of treasury, scary things guarding it.
Well, it would seem safe to assume that if they're portals, that there'll be one on the other side in a Lords of Arcana site of some description. Could be really small, could be bigger, could be about the same size. Obviously, if we only know of 2 Lords of Arcana. Oh well, these characters will have heard of the other Lords of Arcana site that the hero party managed to get into. That also had a large mechanical guard. So it's not beyond the realms that we would find something similar. It may, of course, the one at the other end may have already been looted and maybe open and nothing in it. We don't know. So yeah, options. But I wonder whether it's nearly 10, isn't it? So maybe it's something we decide for next time and make a positive move.
Good idea when we're not so sleepy.
What does Nicholas and Askell think?
Yeah, Askell does definitely think about his tummy, so he would probably be quite keen to go back and restock up, re-prepare for heading out again. Even this short few day trip was quite punishing.
Actually, Askell, while you're here, one other thing to consider is you don't like the cold, do you? Is there any way that we need to, if we're going to a cold place, the other thing we might need is clothes, is like warmer clothes. But can you overcome that with warm furs and things?
We're talking about very cold, so snow cold. So I don't know if we're going.
We know we're heading sometime soon to a very, very cold place. We know that's our fates have been read, and that's where we're going. So I just question as to whether you can get around any of that minus by wrapping up.
Dancing slippers.
Yeah. I guess Jim will have to do that one, but I guess it would be rug up, but probably impact on mobility a bit. But well, that said, I'll be a lot thicker and harder to hurt with several layers of furs. But
negative 30 to all skills when cold, and very cold / snow. I'll have a think, but I'll have a think on that, Askell. You've actively never gone to somewhere cold because you don't like it. So
no. Oh, that typical Arab, half Arab, going, what the heck am I doing in the snow? Yeah. So I mean, I guess we can.
Warmer clothes would probably help you and others, obviously. But
yeah.
Last comment from Nicholas, and then do we wrap tonight?
Sure. I'm sorry. I've been checking my books. I know it's here somewhere. How long until day 0?
It's an interesting question. Sure. So
because I think.
Yep. I'll post this. It's a very interesting question. I'll post this into main game chat. That's a really interesting question. I have been wondering if someone would ever ask that question.
Well, I've been aware of it before. But that's our when stuff kicks off. That's when Papillus shows Devil Dust to the big bosses in Toronto.
So can I check how do we know this information?
I think several sources have confirmed it. Yeah.
Lots of sources. Are we sure? Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
We've heard it many, many times over. Yeah, from various confidants.
Okay, going into main game chat now. So today, you've woken up the next day. Just give me 1 second to get back to where we were. There we go. Lovely. Today is the 17th of year's end. Of 1786, the last month of the year. Day zero, been told, is on the 19th of wind 1787, the next year.
So we've got 5 months.
5 months?
Oh,
You're
no,
up-
sorry, it goes downwards. 3 months.
You're on the 17th, so you're halfway through the 12th, and then you've got 2.5 months after that. Tick tock, tick tock.
And we believe that that is happening at the Star's Grave, which is in a cold place. Nicholas is happy to do whatever. It's a bit of a tight situation. We know we've got to go west to get back to Rascarrot. We know we've got to go west. I believe.
Yes, you do know that.
Yeah. And southwest or due west?
More like northwest.
Oh, northwest. Okay, so we are southeast from Rascarrot. Cool. Right. So, I mean, we can navigate using sunrise, I suppose.
I'll be asking for orientation rolls heading back.
Yeah. 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 I'm happy to go with whatever other people decide.
And to frame things up, you're not, 6 months out. At a fast pace, you're a day and a half away.
Yeah. So negatives to going straight on to the positives to going straight onto the through the portal are we get on with it, and we obviously get there a lot quicker. Negatives are we go without little food, we go without any protection from winter cold. Yeah, and anything else we might want to take with us.
So Yotto would definitely do what the party decides. He'd just follow the majority. But if people asked him, he would say, go back, take the transportation module, see where we end up. Right, he's used to hardship. It doesn't bother him. The idea of dying in hardship doesn't bother him. He'd be happy to pursue it, but he wouldn't want to push it. He'd just say, that would be his position if people asked.
It's 3 minutes to 10. Do we want to wrap there, guys? Does anybody want to say anything further, comment anything further? Do you want to come to a decision? Or do we call it there?
May as well think about it, I think. One thing I would say is with all this loot, probably unless the way we've done it in the past is people just put their hands up for what maybe we'll do it on the chat, put their hands up for what they like, and we try and make sure that everybody gets something, and obviously whatever's best suited to their character and so forth. But that seems the way we've done it in the past, but happy to consider another way.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
We'll call it there. Roll credits.